Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Jay checking back in with my review. Superman and Lois season 2 review. Man, to those who are unaware, I am a huge Superman geek, huge Superman fan. Um, yeah, I mean he's one of my, he's my favorite comic book character. DC, as far as DC, he's number one on my list. And my overall top three super comic book characters: Superman, Spider Man, and Spawn. Those are my those are my top three. But with that being said, like I said, season two review of Superman and Lois, um, it's been great. Tyler Hecklin as Clark Kent slash Superman. He's been killing it. Ever since he was first cast back in 2016, when he first debuted on Supergirl season two. He's been great as this character. Then he would appear, you know, throughout throughout the certain shows like Flash, Arrow, Supergirl, Legends. Now to his own, having his own show. This season has been great. Elizabeth Tulloch as Lois Lane. She's been killing it um, as this character. As like they both been killing it as these iconic characters. Um, is been great. We have this season where we dealt with parallel worlds. I love when DC does multiverse, anything multiverse related. So we start off, Clark, Lois, and the kids, Jonathan and Jordan. Um, they living their normal lives. Then all of a sudden, Clark begins throughout the season. Clark begins to have these massive headaches, and he starts to black out, and he losing his temper a lot. And we come to find out the reason for that is because unknown to him, his doppelganger from another Earth, Bizarro, comic book fans will know Bizarro Superman. He's just what happens to be on the same Earth as our Superman, and with doppelgangers that close from the opposite world, it causes them to suffer blackouts and headaches. Um, and they can kind of like read each other's thoughts. Also, so once he interacts with his doppelganger, uh, he everything is in reverse. Like I said, with dealing with the Bizarro character, he's like the backwards version of Superman. Like in the comics, he's a imperfect clone of Superman. But for the TV show, they kind of changed it up. You know, like he's not a clone; he's a doppelganger. And we later come to find out the doppelganger later gets killed by a former ally of Superman using he was enhanced with X Kryptonite, and X Kryptonite in the comics it grants people superpowers, like Superman like abilities. So Bizarro Superman gets killed. The main Superman goes to the Bizarro Earth, which is actually in the shape of a cube instead of a sphere like regular Earth. Uh, their Earth is in the shape of a square, a cube. So when Superman gets there, and it's also powered by a red sun, which Superman doesn't have powers under a red sun. So he goes to the Bizarro Earth, and he sees how drastically different everything is on the other side. And in the meantime, while he's gone, in real time, he's actually been gone for an entire month. So, Lois is, struggling to, raise the twins, the twin sons, Jonathan and Jordan. Her father, General Sam Lane, is, helping out the best way that he can, and John Henry Irons and his daughter Natalie Irons, like they're picking up the slack, until Superman comes back. So, after a while, they slowly start to lose faith. They were like, well, is he dead, or like we don't know when is he ever going to come back, whatsoever. Then we're introduced to this character named Allie Allie Austin. I don't remember, Allie something. And she's not a character from the comics. She's more of an original character. Um, but she was kind of depicted as a version of Parasite, from who is a character from the comics, Parasite. So pretty much her story is she wants everyone to become whole between the main Earth and the Bizarro Earth. So she actually merges with her Bizarro counterpart and becomes a godlike being. And she does nearly she nearly does kill Superman. She she like Superman was literally on the verge of death. Had it not been for Steel, John Henry Irons, the Steel character, him and his daughter intervening, she would have actually killed Superman. So when she merges, they become godlike, and she siphons off all of all of Superman's solar radiation, which is what gives him his powers. And she pretty much leaves him for dead. Once she takes his powers, she begins to travel to the void where both Earths are located, and she begins to slowly merge the Earths, making everyone whole. So, Superman, is at the DOD. He's in a very fragile, vulnerable state. They're able to draw blood from him, which is he has impenetrable skin. I'm sorry. So Lois is like, well, how are you guys able to draw blood from him? Like the needle should have broke against his skin, and they explain, well, since his energy, he was solar depletion. Um, he's pretty much human now. Like his solar cells are gone. So, um, they draw blood from him, and he goes to the fortress to talk to his mom, um, to see, okay, will my powers ever come back here and whatnot. And she specifically tells him, like, yes, over time it will, but it'll take much longer. It's going to take a much longer rate due to how much your cells were drained. So We get to the finale. You know, everybody's beginning to slowly merge. The Earths are slowly being merged. Everybody is, losing hope, and like asking, like, oh well, Superman, like, where's Superman? We can't. He's not here to save us. This, that, and the third. Then Superman Clark comes up with the idea. Well, the only way to restart my powers is I need to be thrown into the sun. So I need the sun dip, which that's a big thing for Superman. Like, you know, so his brother Tal-Rho takes him to the sun, flies him to the sun, throws him into the sun, and he's in there for like 10, 15 minutes. His body absorbs and metabolizes, pretty much jump starting his powers. So he gets his powers back. He stops Allie from merging the Earths. He's able to separate her. And then, just like the Christopher Reeve movies, he actually does rotate, fly around the Earth multiple times, and undoes the merging of the two worlds. Therefore, they have, once the day is saved, the people of Smallville have a Superman Day, appreciating his hard work. So the day is saved, and we get John Diggle, you know, meeting with John Henry Irons at a diner, and they're setting up season 3. So now we know that Bruno Mannheim and Inner Gang are going to be the main antagonists of season 3, which I'm happy about that because we already know, if you are a comic book fan, you would know when it comes to Inner Gang, we know what that ties in with. So yeah, overall, this is a good season. I also wanted to address the the elephant in the room. Oh, is this you know I know because people have been saying since this show first day came out, oh, is it set in the Arrowverse? Does it tie in with the other shows? Arrows, Flash, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow, Black Lightning, Batwoman. Does it tie in with those shows? And the original answer was yes. Like, even though they made, they were kind of like self-contained, but once again, we get the confirmation that no, this show does not take place. It's not set in the Arrowverse, and that's bullshit. Because we literally had John Diggle, David Ramsey himself, debut last season. He was in last season, season 1, episode 12, where he specifically mentions Green Arrow and other companions, Superman fighting alongside other heroes. And then we get him in the finale. Then we get this speech from this 1 minute speech from General Sam Lane saying that on this earth Superman is the only hero. And it's like, what? Like, then we get the producers and saying tweeting out, yes, this finale indicates, it's not set in the Arrowverse. That's bullshit. Like, yeah, I get it. Yeah, like, certain shows have already ended or got canceled, like Arrow, Supergirl, and Black Lightning. All of their shows ended, got proper endings. And then, recently Legends and Batwoman was canceled. So I guess they saw that and said, well, you know what? The only two shows available is Flash and Superman and Lois. So does that mean next season, of Flash? Because I know they, like, let's not forget, they were going to originally do a Batwoman and Superman crossover, before COVID messed all that up. Yeah, they were going to do a Batwoman and Superman crossover. They were going to have Superman appear, go back on Flash to guest star on Flash. So does that mean next season of like season 9 of Flash? Does that mean if Superman was to guest star, will it be a different? It'll be a different version of Tyler Hoechlin's Superman, and he won't be in the current suit that he's wearing now. Be in a he'll be back in the old suit. Like so, literally, it means that once the Flash finally ends, like if season 9 is the last season, then that will be the end of the Arrowverse. Because now they're they pulling the plug. All right, yeah, Superman and Lois, yes, all this time, yes, it's set in its own universe. It doesn't tie in with the other shows, you know, like, but it's a spinoff of Supergirl. Like, I'm confused. It's a spinoff, direct spinoff from Supergirl. Like, he debuted in Supergirl season 2. Not to mention, we've had John Diggle in 2 episodes, and we also had Lois's sister, Lucy, who who appeared back in Supergirl season 1. Like, let's not forget that. Just for them to say, "Oh, yeah, it's not connected to any of the other shows." That's complete BS. But it is what it is. But I just wanted to address it. But overall, it still doesn't change how I feel about the show. Like, I still love this show. This is definitely being a big Superman fan that I am. It's still my favorite DC show currently. Like in recent years, it's still my favorite DC show. Like this is definitely top 3 for me. Good quality, good storylines. I can't wait for season 3 next year. You know, getting Inner Gang and Bruno Mannheim as the main antagonist. But until then, take it easy. You know, until next time. Next, I have my Flash season 8 review. That's coming up next. So until next time, man.